with these percent problems. Now, was anybody taught this? Is over of equals x over 100? Okay. Some were, some weren't. Guys, I was not. I was kind of taught a different way. But what I do like about this approach, and I would write that proportion down, okay? This is your percent proportion, okay? Is over of equals x over 100. The thing that I like about this is it does give you some structure, some consistent structure to these types of problems, okay? And that's kind of what I do like about it. The other thing that I like about it is that when it comes to finding a percentage, which we're going to look at that, okay, it will take care of all the decimal movement for you, all right? And that's the other good thing that I like about it, all right? So if you are taught a different way and it works for you, guys, stay with it, okay? This is not a my way or the highway kind of deal, all right? But that is the proportion, is over of equals x over 100. Now, let me note something real quick. You see this right here? At x over 100. Good morning. Thank you so much. Morning, morning. That x over 100 right there, that represents a percentage, okay? Remember, any percentage can be written as a fraction over 100, okay? So that x over 100, that is representative of the percentage that's being talked about in the problem, okay? If they give you a percentage, awesome. If they didn't, we're going to leave it x, okay? And so we'll kind of talk about that as we go through these, but I just kind of want to note that, all right? Let's take a look at this first problem here. 75% of 200 is what? All right? Now, did they give you a percentage? Do you see a percentage? 75%. They gave you a percentage, right? Okay. I like to start these problems asking myself, did they give me a percentage? Okay. Because they either did or they didn't. And in this case, they did. So because they gave me a percentage, 75%, I'm going to put that 75 over 100. Okay. They gave me a percentage. The 75 is going over the 100. If they didn't give it to me, I'm going to leave it x, okay? Now all I have to do is figure out my is and my of, all right? So listen carefully. Of 200 is what? Of 200 is what? 75%. What do you think my of is? 75. Of 200. So what do you think my of is? 200 is my of. Is what? Is what? 75. Do I know what my is? Is what? No. I don't know my is, therefore that's going to be an x. X over 200 equals 75 over 100. Okay?
Everything that has a different number than 100 on the denominator is going to be written as like that number, but then like in the equal one, it's going to be 100 on the denominator always.
Your percentage will be out of 100. Okay? Your percentage will be out of 100. Okay? Like I said, that's why I like to start with the percentage because, guys, they either gave you a percentage or they didn't. If they gave you a percentage, that number's going over the 100. If they didn't give you a percentage, and we're going to see that, you're going to leave it x, okay? And then it's just a matter of you kind of going, okay, of 200, 200 is my of, that's my bottom number of that first ratio, is what? Is what? Is what? I don't know what, my is my x, okay? They've got to give you two of the three. They have to give you two of the three. So now, with the proportion written, we know how to solve a proportion. We're going to cross multiply. 100 times x is 100x. 200 times 75 is going to be what? That's going to be 150 with 2 zeros. So 100 times x is 100x. 75 times 200 is 15,000. How do I solve? Yeah, divide by 100. And guys, dividing by 100 basically just knocks 2 zeros off that 15,000. So that should be 150. %75 of 200 is what? 150. So that would be like saying, if you're going to buy something for $200, you're getting a 75% discount. How much is your discount? 150 bucks. That's kind of what this problem's saying, if you wanted to relate it to some money. Okay? Questions?
How did you get like 100x and 1500?
100x came from right here. 100 times x, cross multiply.
You're cross multiplying, then like 200 times 75 is
15,000.
Alright, gotcha.
Question over here? I saw a hand. Good? Okay? Any other questions? Please ask. Okay? But again, the percent proportion, I think, gives you some structure to the setup. Okay? It at least gives you places to put things if you're a little bit unfamiliar, which is fine. But like I said, if you've got kind of a method that you use to work through these with, even if it's kind of your own way. I had a student yesterday, they were like, well, this is kind of how I do it. This is kind of how I go through it in my mind. I said, does it work for you? Are you getting right answers? They said, yeah. I said, stay with it. Okay? So if you've got kind of those things that are unique to you and it works, guys, do it. Okay? Let's do another one. I'm going to leave the percent proportion there. Okay? Again, if you want to jot that down again, but there it is. Is over of equals x over 100. Five is what percent of 55? 5 is what percent of 55? Did they give you a percentage?
Yes.
Is there a number with a percentage symbol on it? No. They did not give you a percentage symbol, so therefore, you're going to leave the x over 100. Okay? They did not give you the percentage. And again, I like doing that because it gives me a consistent starting point. It gives me the first question I can always ask myself, did they give me a percentage? If they didn't, I'm leaving it x. If they did, I'm putting that number over 100. I'm at least taking care of that ratio. So now, listen. 5 is of 55. 5 is of 55. What's my is? 5. What's my of? 55. And then that's all I've got to kind of figure out. What's my is? What's my of? 5 is of 55. 5 is my is. 55 is my of. There's my proportion. Everybody okay with where all that came from? We good with that? Guys, so then cross multiply. 55 times x, 55x equals 5 times 100, 500. How do I solve? Divide by 55. 500 divided by 55.
9.0909.
Okay. So 9.09. And then 09 repeats, right? Okay. Say again. You okay?
Yeah, I'm just confused. Like I was doing it right, and then I got like mixed up with the last numbers, like and where to place them. Like I put the 100 right here, and I put like the 500 here and the 55 here.
You got 5x.
Like I erased it and did that, but I put the 55 here and the 500 was here.
He's placing.
Oh, I think you created a fraction. Did you create a fraction?
Yeah.
55 times x is 55x equals, there's your 500.
Yeah.
So now divide by 55. Did you have 55 down?
Yeah, right here.
Okay,
But that was
55.
I got these three mixed up.
I got you. Okay. Divide by 55 right there. 55 and 55. This should give you 9.09. We're going to do another one. Okay. All right. Everybody okay with this? Hey, pay attention to directions. Okay. Here, the 09 repeats. Okay. So if you don't have any guidance on where do they want me to round this, what they want to do, 2 decimal places is pretty good, 9.09. If they want you to round to the nearest whole number, whatever, but always watch for that, okay?
Why did you flip it?
Why'd I flip? I didn't flip it, I cross-multiplied. So I created my proportion. 5 over 55 equals x over 100. To solve a proportion, we're going to cross-multiply 55 times x, 55x, equals 5 times 100, 500.
Yeah, but shouldn't we just include the 100 bottom?
Do what now?
The x over 100 is on the same one. Why is it?
Well, because we created an equation right there. That's a small equation. 55x equals 500. And then I'm solving the equation. I'm dividing both sides by 55 to solve for x.
So,
Yep.
equals,
9.09. Yep. Okay? All right? Okay. All right, here we go. All right, let's take a look at this one. All right, next. $65% of what is 30? 65% of what is 30?
Big back activities.
Okay? Did they give us a percentage?
Yes.
Yes. What is it?
65.
Okay. If they gave you a percentage, I'm going to put that 65 over the 100. Again, that's why I like to start there. I'm not worried about is 65 my of, is it my is? Hey, that's got a percentage on it, 65%, it's going over the 100 right now, 65 over 100. Now, of what is 30? Of what is 30? What's my of?
65.
Okay, listen again. Of what do we know what?
No, it's X.
My of is my x. Is 30. Is 30. What's my is? 30. That's going on top. Okay? But again, guys, sometimes, and I get it, 65% of, there's some people that will go, oh, the of is 65 because it's right in front of the of. Guys, 65 is the percentage. That percentage is going over that 100, okay? That's why I like to start there. They either gave it to you or they didn't, okay? Get the percentage thing worked out, then you can kind of go back and figure out your is and of, okay? I mean, that's just a strategy, okay? But just try to be consistent in your approach, okay? So 30 over x equals 65 over 100. Cross multiply. 65 times x, 65x, equals 30 times 100 is 3,000. How do we solve? Yeah. Divide by 65. It's a one-step solve. 3,000 divided by 65? 42. What'd you say? 46.15. Thank you. Boom. 46.15. 46.15.
Yeah, I'm just misplacing. That's my only problem. Just misplacing.
Okay? So that's kind of like saying, if how much was the item that if we took a 65% discount, it was $30? Well, the original item's price was $46.15. Okay, that's kind of relating that to money a little bit. Okay,
Dang.
but
It's kind of cold in here.
okay, those are basically the three variations that you get with these problems. There's basically three variations. Okay, you're either missing the is, you're either missing the of, or you're missing the percentage. Okay, so that variable kind of travels around a little bit. And again, I would, if this is fairly new to you or you're not real familiar with it, I would start with that percentage. They either gave it to you or they didn't. It's either an X or it's a number. Put it up there above the 100, okay? And then you're just looking for is and of. Is what, of what, find out what's kind of corresponding with those words, all right? And guys, that's basically it. That's the only thing we're really talking about today is just working with these percent problems. Can you work with the percent proportion? Again, if you've got a different method, then do it. I was kind of taught a translation method where I would take that 65% is 0.65, of what is times X, is equals 30. That's kind of how I was taught. Just a left to right translation. Convert the percentage to a decimal. Of is multiplication. What is unknown. Is your equal sign. And of course, a number is a number. 0.65x equals 30. I was kind of taught a translation method. But, like I said, the proportion's pretty good too. Okay? Gives you good structure. What do you think? Questions? We good?